Assalamu alaikum. You are Amir Hussain, the CEO of GiGi Motors, right?
Yes.
And is it a subsidiary of Tesla?
No, this is Tesla Industries Pakistan, which was incorporated in 1991. So it's nothing to do with the Tesla US.
It's not. It's a separate group, but is it related or inspired in any way by Tesla in
No,
America?
he started 11 years later.
Huh?
I started in 92, he started in 2003.
You
So he
start.
might have inspired by...
Oh, so
Yes.
but did you start the whole Tesla company back in '92?
Yes.
And what is the company dedicated to?
Company is essentially engineering, high-tech engineering products.
And besides cars, what else? Besides electric cars, what is it
We
engineered?
do many things. We hold 13 patents in England for different appliances products, including the safety hoses and thermostats and things like that. But we produce more than 60 types of products, including the high-end water heater controls, CNG, LPG products, complete range, including solar inverters, solar panels, produced in Pakistan, exported to Africa, even to Middle East.
And the latest branch of this company is GiGi Motors?
Yeah, GiGi Motor is a subsidiary of Tesla, but it's just essentially focused for e-mobility, encompassing chargers, electric chargers, as well as the vehicles, electric vehicles. We started off with electric chargers 2 years ago, and we have empowered, you can travel from Peshawar to Raingatran on any electric vehicle using our chargers.
So it's dedicated to electronic vehicles.
Electric vehicles.
And what makes these electric vehicles different from gasoline-powered vehicles?
Oh, there's huge literature available for that. It's essentially a much cleaner drive, and that's essentially the most important part of it. And it's essentially the future of automotives.
And besides the fuel source, what else makes it different? Are the wheels the same?
Yeah, just the power drive is different. Everything else is the same.
So this does not produce any emissions when it's being used, at least when it's plugged into a solar panel or something like that.
Yeah.
But of course, if it's plugged in,
Even when you're charging from
Service utility.
from a utility, in a country like Pakistan, there is about more than 30% coming from renewable resources, including idle, solar, wind. And if you install your own solar parking shed, then it's totally free.
but it can derive its power from any source: gas, wind, coal, oil, solar power. Yeah. So, but what about its total life cycle? When is it? How much does it emit when it's being produced?
Sorry?
When the car is being produced, how much does it emit?
I don't know about that. I don't have the number.
And by the way,
How long does it take to charge it fully?
It's about 5 hours charging. It's a slow AC charging, we call it. 3.3 kilowatt charger for 16.8 kilowatt hour battery, so it's about 5 hours.
but you have to be at a charging station for 5 hours to charge it.
It's essentially designed for charging at home or office. It's slow charging, overnight charging, we call
You
it.
plug into the power grid. Like, what about ordinary wall jackets?
No issue. You just need 15 amp plug jack, like your air conditioner socket.
But if it's plugged into one socket, then it takes 5 hours to charge, right? And how long does the car last? Because if it takes fossil fuels in order to produce the car, then we want it to last as long as possible, so we don't have to keep producing it. So how long does it last?
Before you dump it.
Before you
Before you dump it,
The
what
life-
is the life cycle of
The
it?
life cycle of these cars is much more than the fuel cars, because there is no mechanical engine deteriorating over time.
Can it be
So
serviced at an ordinary service station?
Oh yeah, no issue.
But its battery, does this battery have a different life cycle in the car itself?
Yeah, the battery is, now the battery technology has reached to a level where it will outlast the cars. It depends what quality of battery you are installing in your car.
And
This one has got 5,000 cycle battery, which will easily last more than 500,000 kilometers.
What battery do you recommend for this?
Lithium iron phosphate is the most stable battery at the moment.
And how much does the battery weigh compared to a gasoline engine?
Oh, these batteries weigh a little more than the gasoline engine. That's why all electric vehicles are heavy.
But if the technology advances, will the battery shrink?
It will definitely. It has already. It will shrink further.
And does the battery pose fewer safety issues when the car crashes than gasoline?
These have double jacketed steel casing around them, and then the battery has got a G switch inside, which means in case of impact, it will simply disconnect from the outer connections.
So there's no gasoline that spills, and there's no electric hazard either.
No, not as such. It is, I mean, of course, it depends what kind of crash is there, but for the standard typical crashes, it's very safe.
But you can design it to just shut off the power.
Yeah, it is already, it has that inbuilt already. The battery is inside a steel cage separated from the main casing, and then inside that cage there is a switch, impact switch, that will disconnect its power to the car in case of any crash.
Does it come in different sizes or just the one that is on display here, the two?
Last year we started with the commercial vehicles, 11-seater van and 1-ton cargo truck. This year we have added this mini city car, and we intend to launch SUV probably middle of next year, inshallah.
What's the price of the mini seater?
This one?
4-seater, yeah.
It's 46.5 lakh.
And how long does the car last on the road, the battery, when it's driving?
Kilometers.
220.
Which is enough. I mean, Karachi is 90 kilometers across, so you will not run out of power when you're driving inside the city.
But regardless of how fast the car is going, it drives that distance?
No, there are two ways. I mean, there are two modes rather. One is the economy mode, which means your average speed will be around 60, and your top speed is limited to 80 kilometers. In that case, it will last 220 kilometers. Then there is sports mode, which you can go up to 110 kilometers an hour, and in that case it will last 170 kilometers.
And is there demand for this car in Pakistan?
That's definitely demand. We are outsold for October, we are sold out for November, and we are booking for December now, so there is definitely demand. I won't say there is huge demand, but there is a segment that definitely looking for such products.
And demand is growing, right? So expect it to become bigger in the near future?
The operating cost for this vehicle is merely 5 rupees per kilometer, whereas the fuel vehicle will cost you around 20 kilometers.
Have you approached the government to design a policy to drive out the fossil vehicle cars?
There is a policy already in place. It's just not been exercised yet. There is some incentives, but we still have a long way to go.
But as an entrepreneur, do you think you're getting help from the government?
Well, not essentially.
In greater share of the market for this vehicle? No. You have to be on your own all the time.
But you have service stations here in Pakistan for the car?
We have we have built 3 major cities already equipped with the service stations: Islamabad, Lahore, and Karachi. And then as we'll be growing in the smaller cities, we'll be adding more service stations.
And how many models have you sold?
At the moment, we are only selling the top end.
The top end?
The premium one.
And how many cars have you sold already?
As of today, I think we have reached 40.
40 cars. So that's just the beginning, right?
It's just 1 week.
Wow.
We
Now,
launched it last week.
Cars like Cream Cars and Uber and InDrive, have they approached you?
No. Initially we have designed it so that they cannot be used as public transport rented car. So that's why we limited to 2-door version. But next year we'll be launching a 4-door version, which will be used at that time.
With that also.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thanks, nice talking.